But this the
right? But everybody. I mean, look at Malibu's Most Wanted. He thought he was black for real. And I know this is just a movie, but I mean,
but this, you ain't seen Malibu's Most Wanted? Google that, baby. So this. I think the only reason why we celebrate hoodness, we don't have other people. We don't have our people coming back to reinvest. So therefore, we can get out that hoodness. So what I mean is by this: if you haven't said this, you probably had heard somebody say this. Once I move out the hood, I'm not coming back to this motherfucker. Because of the fact that they already know what type of lifestyle that they want to take their kids out of. So once we get out the hood and take our resources to somewhere else, to another community that pretty much don't want us, we leaving these kids or these youths for the hood to take them under.
How do you explain suburban kids, like people that I grew up with, who did not grow up in the hood, who, when you see them at 25, have the same outcomes of people who were in the hood because of the decisions that they made?
So I will say to the fact that they just feel like they can relate to the people that's in the inner city. Okay. So what I mean by that, so let's say if they feel like, yeah, they probably have all the resources in the world, but they didn't have their mama or their daddy there because their mama and their daddy was so intensive of that working. So when you listen to those lyrics, it's like, man, I relate to it. And I want to be a part of this because of the fact that I feel like this is my lifestyle. So I think I'm using that as an analogy. You know, I got to. Because even right now, even some artists say more people outside the black community, like Caucasian, Hispanics, and other diversity buy their music than we buy their music.
But guess what? They still aspire to go to college and to go to good colleges, and they still aspire to marriage and having kids within a marriage. Like they just aspire to a completely different lifestyle than the black people who aren't even necessarily going to those concerts because they can't afford it or just aren't going.
I think also to say this, and I also use it as an analogy, I feel like people that's in the suburbans, like what you just said, I feel like they have a balance of both. They can see both. They can see a healthy marriage. They can see somebody owning a meth lab. They can pretty much see all this. So even though they probably have negativity, they still have probably 5 or 10 counter attacks to knock off that negativity. But the people in the urban community probably don't have that 10 points to counterattack that negativity. It's just negativity all over us, whereas we have to pretty much surpass that in order for us to grow within that community. Like Tupac say,
like Tupac.
Oh yeah, Tupac. Yeah,
Tupac. Oh, okay. I thought I was hearing stuff. He said Tupac. I thought it was Tupac. My bad.
Tupac. Listen, like for example, like for individuals that's been in that neighborhood or the urban community, when you surpass so much oppression and you end up being that rose that grow from the concrete, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard for people to take that when you're a rose that grew from concrete.
But you know, a rose is still a rose. Still a rose.
But you know what? But I'm a hydrangea. But this the thing. Like, yes, a rose is a rose. Yes, a rose is a rose. But when you come from a certain background and you really don't understand who you are or where you belong, and you come from so much drama and you end up beat the odds, individuals can have a hard time living.
But that goes right back to what my initial statement was. And since we talking about roses, come on, I'm gonna use roses as the same analogy. If you sit here and you take 2 different roses, if you take a rose here and a rose here, and in this cup you put your rose seeds, both the same, but you put basic water, basic sunlight, and basic energy into this cup. But this one over here, you put your Super Grow, Miracle Grow 5000. You give it the best sunlight. You cater to it every single day. You nurture it. You prune it. You do everything you're supposed to do. Which one of these you think is going to have the better bloom or the better blossom? The one you actually investing in. A lot of this guy. But I'm saying, like, right now in our culture, yes, we do have people that say, when I leave the hood, I'm not coming back to the hood. Yeah. But let's go back and dig deeper into that. Why is the hood not supporting the hood? Why is everybody in the hood trying to go out and fight the hood? Think about this for a second. Let's switch it for one quick second. All right, come on. All right, look at our Hispanic community. All right. They will take 5 different families into a 1-bedroom house and everybody in there eat until this family gets on their feet. Once this family get on their feet, all right, cool. Now it's Hector's turn. We're going to help Hector get what he has to get. I done seen it done like firsthand. I got a neighbor that just got through doing that a couple of years ago, him and his family. But then when you try to do that with us, it's, oh, he touched my cranberry juice. He touched my orange juice. Why do we not have the same discipline is what I'm trying to get at to accomplish those goals.
So we do, but what happens is many times when black people have built stuff, the white people came and they burnt the shit down and they killed us. And then we had to start all over again. So it's like all these other groups. And that's the thing I think that a lot of people don't realize. It's like we have had like very successful black communities that were economic centers that were successful. But unfortunately, just like historically, we always have like, there's like a divestment from us or they kill us. Because even like the whole white flight thing, right? It was like black people were moving to the suburbs because they had enough money to move there. And then white people would move out. And then what that would do is that would like drop the property taxes. And so now the black people now live in this poor area and now they're not able to get the same level of education, blah, 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 blah. The whole redlining thing, you know, like there's things that happen systematically in the US. So we're doing the same shit that everyone else is doing. The problem is that when we do it, there are actual policies in place to bar us from getting to that next level. And then other people like come here and it blows my mind that you can come here and get treated better than the people that are native to this land, which are Black American people. But we're doing that stuff. But until we can do it and not be attacked, we're going to just keep being in the same spot.